catch me outside. How about that?
Case closed. Let's get drunk.
Tom Murphy!
Look, it's them again.
The fam.
Oh boy, welcome to We Got a Case. Guys in the truck. Thank you. They knew it was.
They knew it was missing. They knew what was up.
So I highly recommend that if you have not seen part 1, just stop watching now.
2 weeks ago, these guys were before this judge. You'll see the thumbnail says, "Are they in a cult?" So that's it's pretty simple to figure that one out.
The answer is yes.
They heard all the evidence, and
Right.
then the other people wanted to submit evidence. Now, he's got everything before him, and he's going to look at it all and then make a decision. We have this case. There's another TPO case with another judge, because remember he said he would come in and do his thing, then leave, and then another judge would come in and do the rest of the day. So we got this case, another case, and then we're jumping over to Judge Rusty Shackelford, and she's got a case of a guy violating a TPO. So this is kind of TPO Tuesday.
Like that. You know what else I like is when Party on Wing comes back and gives 10. 10.
I hope your husband enjoyed our conversation. He was a good sport, fine gentleman.
Love it. Yeah. So this case here, specifically, like you just said, don't keep in mind too, is that it almost felt like they played this card of we need more time, because things didn't seem to quite go the way that they thought that it was going to go.
It was looking kind of bad for them. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think they were ready for that at all. I think that they were not expecting the other party to actually divulge as much information as they did.
There's a lot, because we were like, were they grooming these people to bring them into the family? A lot of moving parts there.
There was money. Let's just say this: there was money owed, or money loaned.
5 G's
and
5 large.
They expected things for that money, for sure. So, yes.
And by the way, I have no idea who this guy is down here in the corner.
Oh,
he comes and goes a bunch and never speaks. Are courts allowing people to watch on Zoom now?
I don't know, because if they are, I think
because I feel like that's what this guy is doing. And when we go to Judge Shackelford's, there's a dude just stroll back on the couch like this, just watching. An old dude that falls asleep, I think, a couple times.
I like how he doesn't even, wherever he's at, he doesn't even have internet. He's on somebody's hotspot, apparently.
Yeah, but not yours. Don't worry.
That's right. It's not mine. So yeah, I don't care.
She brought 3 separate cases, all involving the same set of circumstances against Stephen Akemi, Elise Akemi, Ethan Akemi, and Randall and Dry, who are all on the Zoom call. 2 weeks ago, I heard a lot of testimony, primarily from Ms. Kanadakis. At the conclusion of that testimony, the Akemis indicated that they got served late. They wanted to respond. So I set it over here today to give them a chance to do that, which I have reviewed. Ms. Kanadakis has filed some things. Also, a lot of it is repeated of things that were previously filed. And I'm ready to give a ruling in this case based on the evidence presented, as well as
that was quick.
What had been submitted. But just in terms of what went on here, and to summarize,
Jesus, I expected some. What did you just see?
So the long and the short of,
did you just see her face? She's
they didn't even get to testify, really.
Now.
And why does it say ran something dry down there on their name?
Randall and
Dry.
I don't know if that's even her name. Watch her face here.
In terms of what went on here, and to summarize,
Unless they didn't go back for it. She did this weird that. What the
Yeah,
hell was
it
that?
was that.
So the
Yeah.
long and the
Is
short-
it like a tick or something?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a tick. I don't know if it's a, you know what? All I know is when I see Party on Wayne tell me to check the PP, I check the PP. That's right, Creed. Kind of a red light, but it's a double red light.
I wasn't even ready. I didn't know. I figured
Hold
today was a red
on
light.
the red
3 days.
light. No, red. This is a
Yeah.
megaluya. 100 bones in the PP. Me and Creed will be eating good tonight.
Hell yes. By the way, my wife got mad at me because she keeps bringing me the same food like 3
You're
times.
burned out already.
I am, yes. It's one. And I said, why do you keep getting this? It's a good meal. It's a good meal. But she learned how to ring this pasta dish up as a kid's meal. It's a normal size, and it's basically I mean, it's very good. It's a very buttery penne pasta. It's an Alfredo sauce with bacon, and it typically comes with chicken on it. Well, you take the chicken off, you put it in as a kid's meal. It's only like, for her, with her price, only like $4. She brings it home every day. I'm like, can you bring me a wrap or something? I don't know, pizza even, for God's sake.
Can you just spill some sauce on this or something? Maybe anything.
Looks at me like I'm crazy. Anyways, all right. Thank you. Party on Wayne, beautiful way to come back in like that. And 10 memberships earlier too. You killed
Wow.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
of what happened. At one point, all these folks were friends, hung out together, and did a lot of things together. And then at one point, Ms. Kanada.
Sorry, Marky. I don't think they were really friends necessarily, were they? I mean, I guess
I
she
think-
kind of said that they spent.
They went camping and
Yeah,
she took her girl day shopping. Don't worry what happens between us girls.
Gary, thank you. Yes, man. It looks just like me.
Creed's Hispanic brother.
Yes, I shadow banned him a long time ago, Gary. I ain't talked to him in years.
Has borrowed $5,000. The petitioner borrowed $5,000 from
The cult.
band?
the other folks. That, to my knowledge, that still hasn't been paid back. And then it wasn't paid back when all this started.
Party on Wayne. What do you think I should buy with my half of the PayPal?
A pocket rocket? Well,
You think I should get a pirate? The hell good is that?
how's that going to do Creed any good? Is that going to help his wife bring him better pasta?
Actually, well, you know
Never
what?
mind.
That's okay. All right, we'll try it.
Why not?
Some of the parties who were the respondents here went on the property of Ms. Konadakis, knocked on their door quite sternly, I guess would be the best way to call it. At some point, law enforcement was involved and so forth. And
Is
so
that like some sort of code, like wrestling code or something?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
eventually, Ms. Konadakis
They,
brought
everybody else
an
calls her Miss Cunnilingus.
petition. If I didn't read this last time, Commissioner Wool may have. An anti-harassment is defined as a series of acts over a period of time that have no legal or lawful purpose and brought to vex, annoy, or harass someone else. And so in looking at all the things that are present in this case, at this point, I'm going to find the request for anti-harassment orders are going to be denied. I'm not going to enter orders at this time. So, but I'm going to talk with, say a little bit more here, and if the Akemis are there, and they all are, here's the thing. There's any number of, apparently, you're of the position that Ms. Konadakis owes you $5,000. There's any number of legal ways to go about recovering that. And one of them is not, going on and knocking on their door, making a couple demands, making a commotion and things of that sort. That's
Hold on.
completely,
Do you think he has denied this because of the owed money? That they're not being harassed. These aren't harassing type deals. These are people trying to collect on a debt.
Trying to collect on a debt. Maybe that's the way he, that's possible. That's entirely possible. Or or this is such a cluster F and such a thing that he just wanted to find, some easy way to get out of it. There's
Again, we don't know what they submitted. They could have submitted some
always
crazy shit for all
always
we
got to
know.
remind everybody, listen, we only heard the testimony and some of it not even much at all, because they didn't get a chance to even talk first round. But yeah, this dude can see a lot more than we can.
Maybe she's using her empath powers. Remember, she's an empath.
That's right. Yeah, I think you might be right on that with the kind of a technicality.
Appropriate. And maybe when I said that I'm going to deny a no contact or anti-harassment order, I should have followed that up with yet, because based on what's been presented thus far, I don't find that it's harassing. I find it's inappropriate behavior designed to recover on their debt. But we've been through a fairly extended hearing between 2 weeks ago and today is going to be a lot shorter.
Seriously, though, why are they not speaking up? Because they was like right as they got to their testimony, they're like, we need more time, and because of this technicality, blah blah blah.
Because the one person hadn't been properly served yet.
Yeah. I mean, why would they not be like, can we at least speak our side before you?
They didn't get anywhere. The cult didn't say hardly anything except for ask for they let that lady talk and do her whole part, and then said, we didn't get properly served yet. We need to get more time. After that lady had done all her stuff, she had put it all on the table.
Yeah.
He kind of they backed out and said, look, we need time. And they're supposed to be millionaires.
I forgot about that. More money?
More money, more problems.
I do. It's back here somewhere.
Uh-oh. Oh, you're saying she was hooked up to one of them things where we have the little remote control and your lover uses the remote and you're like,
love sets, I believe that's called. Ironically enough, you probably can't see it, but they're on that very old coupon sticker. It mentions Adam's family values, and you guys have in the chat are very talking about Adam's family today. So that's kind of funny how that all kind of comes full circle.
By the way, they're all sitting in the same positions they sat last.
I know, it's almost like they set it up
the same way.
I know, it is kind of creepy. Chris, thank you. One more fine membership for somebody got it for a month over on the main channel.
What a deal.
And clearly, you should know by now that going on to her property, knocking on her door is not an appropriate way to try and get your money paid back to you. And again, there are legal ways, any number of legal ways to go about doing that, and you need to pursue those. And nothing about this order prevents them from going about doing that. I will tell you, the Akemis and Ms. Dry and you, Ms. Konadakis, if this
what a terrible last name.
At this point, you
Ms.
know
Dry
what she thinks about all this. Anyone would not want someone coming and knocking on their door asking for money. This happens again, I just tell you all, you can refile and we can take another look at it, because if any sort of, now that we've hashed this all out, any sort of further interaction of that sort would probably be deemed to be harassing. And so I just want you all to consider that going forward. There's been some allegations about whether there's firearms and guns and things of this sort. I did not see any evidence of any sort of gun being used. I've reviewed all the video that's been submitted. There's been a number of video. And I'm not making any finding that any sort of threats or firearm threats were issued. And so I wanted to address that issue as well. So we all, and there's, okay, I guess another issue I'm going to talk about is terms of, reviews on Yelp or the internet or various other social media websites that address people's business and so forth. There's nothing I can do about that. That's frankly a free speech issue. People can get on it's just kind of the age we live in, where people can voice opinions on the internet one way or the other, but there's not much
every day.
So that's what I'm going to do here for today. And then look into the Akemis and Ms. Dry. Do you understand all that?
Yes, you do, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so how are we going to conduct ourselves out there?
I have
And
no,
all I'm looking for you is just to say in a manner that's not going to get us called back here for another order. Can I rely
Correct.
on that?
correct.
All right.
We're just going to go the legal route and just to obtain our money back. That's all, Your Honor.
And then you can do that, and that'll conclude the hearing here for today.
We'll pray to Satan later on to get this taken care of.
Maybe that's why they just thought that that's how it's gonna play out, and that there's no oh God, what is she being? Is she okay?
Another pocket rocket situation? It seems
Terrible spot to pause that. Anyways, I'm wondering maybe that they felt that that's what's going to happen, and that's the way they have to go after her. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why, because they figured it wouldn't.
I mean, she also sent her credit score. Remember? Look at my credit score, how great it is. Very strange. Hope you had a great birthday.
Yeah.
This lady, I know what this lady's about to say. I can tell you right now.
And look at the size of my mom's taco.
I knew that'd come in so handy here and there. Love it.
So I didn't get to file the reports that I had called in, but I feel like I'm really not sure where to start.
Wait a minute. All right. So different judge and not your hotspot just pulled on?
Yeah. So like I said, that guy just jumped on to do that one case, and then he jumped out, and this is the guy that's supposed to be here today.
Huh. Oh, all right. Okay. All right.
When I moved
Tag
to
teaming
the
that shit.
apartments here was back in 2017 in October, and maybe a little while after I moved in, I would hear Danielle arguing and cussing a lot in the apartment hallway. And since there was an incident where I had called the police on Danielle, she has, I don't know this person. She's just the neighbor that lives behind me with her children. And I had to call the police on her for an incident. And since then, she was like,
who's doing Morse code?
Yeah, but it's annoying. Sorry, guys. That's them, not us.
It goes away.
So she's it's been an incident where recently she has began to leave notes on my door. The other day, my daughter and I was leaving our apartment, and there was two guys Danielle's door in the back hallway smoking on the stairs.
Oh, smoking.
And I had asked them nicely not to smoke in the hallway on the stairs, and they were really nice and said, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I can see that.
I came home and some notes taped on our door that looked pretty disturbing.
Well, she said they're disturbing.
Yeah, this one was up there.
Move out. There's like holes punched in the sign. There was a few signs has been left sent by Danielle, and he also got into my property on my porch when we were sleeping and took some tape and some scissors, and she taped up our door.
What?
So that we couldn't get out of our front door. There was and
taped up her door.
And for that incident, and then I went to get the papers for the no contest.
I thought it said that.
And after the police, she continues to harass. She came by ripping tape off the door, picking up the vandalism that she did. Started throwing
that's nice of her, though. She came back and picked up the vandalism that she did.
Dude, that is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. She went and taped her door shut so they couldn't leave their apartment.
Washington.
and then set the place on fire.
How do you tape a door shut, though? Seriously,
That's impossible.
That's no.
You would have to use so much tape.
And by the way, why would
So
you do
much.
that when you can go buy just go buy super glue and glue the shit out of the door frame? I think that'd be kind of funny.
We used to do that to lockers all the time back in high school.
I don't know. She obviously doesn't like smoking. By the way, I love the look on Danielle Cobb's face there.
She don't give a shit about nothing.
Door, bamming on the door, and I opened the door to see who was at the door again. It was Danielle. I took pictures of her and a video of her cussing at me and throwing garbage, telling me, clean up after your daughter. She cusses me out in the parking lot in front of all of the neighbors. This morning when my daughter and I was leaving, I didn't have my phone camera to record because when I looked out the window, her car wasn't there. So me and my daughter walked across the parking lot, and Danielle came flying through the apartment parking lot.
Her broomstick.
And in a high speed, I told my daughter, go quick, because we were right in the apartment. She flew right up to Bridget's
the midget
sliding door right here, because I live in the front by the front entrance. There's also a back entrance.
Most places have those.
Should have mentioned before, because if she entered from the back entrance and park on the other parking lot so that we are not harassed. Also, after I got the temporary order, Danielle, she walks down through the entrance of
Good point.
the first entrance, and she started banging on the wall with her suitcase or something, hitting my wall and saying, oops, ha ha ha, oops. She's told me before in front of my child that she would kill me, or she wanted to kill me.
What?
Started a problem with another neighbor that plays with her kids play with my kids. And Danielle came up from her apartment, and my kid was on my porch playing with another one of her friends. And that other lady's little girl was on her porch, and my daughter's friend asked her, can you please go over back to your home? Because she's about 2 years old. And they didn't.
What's she doing outside by herself?
Danielle, she saw that, and she yelled for the
Good
other
point.
neighbor, come and get your kid. They're bullying her and being mean to her. And then she caused a problem with that neighbor, which me and her were totally fine. There's not been any problems with anyone around here, except for Danielle.
We just let 2-year-olds wander around out there.
Yes,
And so Bridget was a part of, Bridget and her are some type of friend since, but I'm not sure. I know that all of this is coming from Danielle. She leaves notes. She cusses at us in front of neighbors. I just want her to leave us alone. Don't try to write notes. Don't get into our property. Don't floor past us like you're going to run us over in the parking lot. I mean, if she could park over there, that would be fine. And if she could enter from the back, then it was totally peaceful after the police came out here the third time since I got the restriction order, because she was also out there yelling and indirectly talking to me, saying, we're going to find out who the liar is. And so-and-so's going to write
she
a
taking
letter.
notes, son.
Going to write a letter. Like, I mind my
She's
business.
composing her next
No
sign.
interest in talking with her. Her children are fine. There's never been no problem with her children. Actually, they have no problem going in the hallway past our door. It's always just Danielle.
That's terrible.
So I'm probably missing a couple of things, but I have pictures of the notes. And
we almost saw one
videos
of them.
that didn't get to submit. I've requested.
I thought they wrote it on an old cardboard box or something.
I think I've got a good grasp on, what your complaint is and the basis for your request for a anti-harassment order. So
Here comes the cop
Ms.
job.
Cobb, why don't I hear your side of it? And keep in mind, Ms. Cobb, that all the statements that you filed from other people and everything, I've already read those as they're already part of the record. Those people won't need to testify. So what else do you want to tell me?
So I moved in February of 2016, and I've lived here for now 8 years. When I moved in, there was no issues with Sheila. She neighborly things. She'd come knock on the door, ask for some saran wrap or foil or a cup of sugar or something like that. There was no issues. Unfortunately, she lost her car to a car fire. I helped her get her child to and from school a few times.
Car fire.
I have a great community here where I've lived for a long time and friends with a lot of people in the building, a lot of people on property. I find myself advocating. We live in a low-income, high-crime rate neighborhood here. My car has been a victim of being egged.
Big heads, all the humanity, the amount of crimes that goes on around here.
I mean, roving gangs of chickens.
I mean,
just egging us constantly.
Right.
Also, Your Honor, rampant littering is going on as well.
Yeah.
And recycling. They don't recycle shit around here, Your Honor. It's the wild, wild west out here.
Raggle monkey. Agreed.
Porch with silly string. The people across the hall from me had their
high crime area, Your Honor.
Back porch or their front door covered in ketchup and barbecue sauce.
What a waste! What do we live next to a Dollar Tree? Who is wasting ketchup and mustard on it? Well,
Your Honor, it was French's and Bullseye. It was ridiculous. It sounds like they live in a high prank area, let alone a high crime area. Really?
But egged silly string. Don't forget about the silly string. She just said that with the silly string.
Silly, the silliest of all crimes. Again, the only thing I've heard bad happen is this lady's car caught fire.
Oh, mysteriously!
My goodness, mysterious car fire.
Mm-hmm.
The morning that I awoke to Sheila finding out that her door had been taped shut, the police came to the door. They asked me if I had anything to do with it. There was no findings. I'm a grown woman. I don't have time to be taping anybody's doors shut. I'm not breaking into her property. Let's see. On the day that she filed the order, that boiled over because for days and days and days and days and days, Sheila had been yelling at Bridget about her smoking. Mm-hmm. Bridget is the one that has been posting the notes. I posted the one note. Yeah, Bridget will tell you. She posted one note. I posted one note on her door after she made my company completely uncomfortable when they came inside and said, excuse my language, that lady back there is a B word. She just told us we have to smoke 25 feet away from the building. I called the office and verified our non-smoking policy, and it is not a non-smoking property as long as they are not on other people's property or in the hallway that they can smoke. They were standing at the end of the stairs because it was raining and the rain blows in on my building on this.
I mean, listen, it could be draped over her shoulder and be a man in his 50s. That would be really weird.
I mean, she's trying to keep herself covered, I believe, because A, she's not wearing a bra, and B, she's still wearing her pajamas.
I believe you are absolutely right. Listen, as a smoker, I get it. That would be kind of annoying if you've got windows open, you got, you know what I mean? Like, I understand that part, but
I think probably the big thing was they were standing in the stairwell, which meant they had to walk through them.
Yeah. And that I understand. That's kind of an asshole move. Yeah. So I kind of actually, I mean, I get that.
Danielle had 2 male visitors.
Oh, that's right. Don't forget, Danielle did have 2 male visitors. I believe she's got one male. Oh boy, she's got her mouth wide open. I think she has a male visitor sitting next to her also on that couch. Is that fake brick? Is that like just
Paper.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool look.
I can't get to my door without walking by Sheila's front door. I'm not going to walk in the mud and walk all the way around the house or put my children through the mud in this weather. There's not a sidewalk that goes all the way around the house. There's not a cemented path. We are at a dead end by the compactor, and I'm not going to park at the beginning of the complex. And
Jude, I'm waiting 20 minutes for the hallelujah to come up. It'll be on its way. Thank you for making such a great choice.
I'm praying for it.
It's just sitting there, just
waiting.
At some point,
there it is. Whew.
There it is. Thank you, Jude. Welcome to the family.
Make my children walk down here. This weekend, I stayed in my house because I was uncomfortable and intimidated at the fact that I can't have a conversation with my friends without her thinking that it's about.
I understand. Listen, if I rolled over a vehicle too, Okie, I'd probably put it on pause and come back to it a few minutes later.
It's all right. Take your time.
Just kidding. We know she has a crazy job. Making jokes, okay? She's not shadow banned.
Her. Over the summer, her daughter was out front.
That's nice.
Talking to her friends, and my neighbor Michaela's young one had wandered over, and her daughter had made her cry. So I told Michaela to come get her child.
Okay, kids being kids.
Come get your child. Your daughter is crying. Later that evening, Sheila stepped out on her porch, camera in my face. Come get me. Why you getting in my business? That's my friend. I'm going to defend her daughter.
My business.
She has threatened numerous times to get us all evicted. All the time. She threatens to get us evicted all the time. There is no intent for harassment. I am not out here intending to make her feel some type of way. I'm not intending or putting any intent to make her feel uncomfortable in her own home. Not doing that by any means. I'm sorry if she felt that way, but I'm going to defend my home, my children, my friends also. I'm not defacing property. I have not broken into her property. I have not defaced her property or her home, her vehicle, none of those things. And there's been silence for months.
Tommy V from Michigan, thank you for the 2 bones.
The V man.
Have fun at work. Do you believe Danielle?
Kinda.
I almost kind of do too.
I think Sheila is a little bit of a troublemaker, perhaps. But again, I go back. She is living here in what has got to be one of the toughest hoods I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Ketchup, and mustard, barbecue sauce, silly string,
car fires.
You know, it's hard out here for a pimp.
In regards to her, her and I know we don't say the friendly, hello, neighborly things anymore. I step to the side and let her walk through. I don't push through her. I'm not aggressive or anything like that. This morning when I drove in the parking lot, she was on the other side of the parking lot. Miss Bridget was sitting out front smoking a cigarette and can tell you nobody drove at her aggressively. Again, I'm not out here intending to intimidate, harass, or anything like this. This is where I lay my head. This is where my children lay their head. I've built a community. All of us back here, we celebrate the holidays together. And I'm just...
Okay, Miss Cobb, I'm going to kind of...
Go ahead.
Stop you
I'm
there.
sorry.
Okay.
You're rambling now. You're rambling.
I've heard enough. I've read all the exhibits. I'm familiar with all the allegations from both parties. I think there's sufficient record here to make a decision. And I think it's clear. I can't find, based on the evidence that's been submitted here, the testimony that's been given, that there's harassment going on. I know that there's a belief on Ms. Kashani's part that a lot of the incidents and things that she referred to that happened to her door and so forth are attributable to Ms. Cobb, and maybe they are, but the evidence that is not sufficient to be able to conclude by a preponderance of the evidence that Ms. Cobb had anything to do with it. The normal sorts of conflicts between people over things like where smoking occurs or who's kind and polite versus who's rude and obnoxious are not the kind of things that can be addressed in an anti-harassment order. Harassment is, people talk about harassment in casual conversation, and the meaning of that word is different than how the law applies the word harassment. It's got a specific meaning in the law, and I can't find that that's the case here. There's clearly bad blood. There's clearly personal conflict here. I can see that. It's obvious. However, this isn't the kind of thing that anti-harassment orders are for. I can't find that there's been a pattern of conduct directed at a specific person that is serious enough to cause them substantial mental or emotional distress. And all I can really find is that there's maybe some immature and obnoxious behavior in the form of comments and so forth,
100%.
back and forth between the parties.
100%.
But that's certainly not the basis to issue an anti-harassment order and place somebody at risk of being arrested in their own apartment. So, Ms. Kashani, unfortunately, I'm sorry you don't have good neighbors, but that's just the reality that you're in, and an order based on the evidence that's been presented here. If this is the beginning of something, or if things continue, or there's any kind of retaliation, you know where the court.
And I also see we have the complainant.
Real quick.
So, yeah.
This was sent in by one of you guys, but is from another court channel.
Yeah.
Called
Sit on the couch, dude.
Court Trials TV Network. That's a mouthful.
Check it out. Watch court, bro.
Again, remember I told you? And this thing says court watcher.
Just a court watcher. Just hanging out.
Again, the last guy, Hotspot, didn't have a case.
Right.
I watched the entire thing. It was like almost 2 hours. Not a case. This guy, no case. Court watcher. How do we sign up for that?
I don't know. Get yourself a couch. Get yourself a nice napping pillow. And
he's
put
got
on
his
your
pillow
finest-
on the couch. Yeah,
Oh, absolutely. No, he's ready. As soon as court's done, right back to napping. And he certainly has on his best dressed stuff.
He's ready to nap, baby. He's ready to nap.
That's right. I get really tired with all this shadow banning up.
Ms. Jones present as well. So we're here today for a settlement conference.
Judge, there is an issue I would like to address before we get into the settlement conference. Judge, the complaint is present today in court. She did indicate to myself as well as the First Step advocate that a defendant in this case has been reaching out to her via telephone, leaving her voicemail. And she also indicated to me that he has been sending her explicit photos of herself back to her, Judge. So this is an issue that we would like to address now. I did.
Sending explicit photos of herself, sending them back to her?
Yeah, so the lady there in court, you only see the back of her head. Mr. Carlton Bankhead over here is sending her back nude photos of her, explicit photos of her that she provided to him. But also at the same time, he is now sending photos of himself too. With other women. So more of that.
We've seen that before.
And listen carefully, because it is insinuated that he made a video of her having relations with
William,
a woman, perhaps. Because it's very confusing, because the video includes her and another woman and pictures of another woman. There's a lot of moving parts, so listen very carefully.
All right, I think you guys are right. Yeah, you would send those back to show that you have them.
Like, remember these, Bianch?
Yeah. Which I guess would be right. That would be. I mean, if you send a nude photo back that was sent to you, it'd almost be revenge porn.
Pretty close.
Or the threat of.
But remember, there is a PPO in place. He's not even supposed to be contacting her at all.
Oh, well, that's even worse.
made counsel, it's my understanding that he was just retained, and I did make him aware of that issue.
All right, Mr. Sharp, so are you the new attorney on this case?
I am, Your Honor. As of this morning, I filed my appearance on Friday.
See, it's
Okay.
daily court watcher.
So ma'am, do you have your telephone with you?
Yes.
And did you have a chance to hear any of these messages?
We could have the judge, would the court like to hear the messages or see the messages?
Mr. Sharp,
Yes, Your Honor.
there's an allegation that your client is violating the conditions of his bond.
I hope not, Your Honor. He knows better.
Well, me too. But I'm going to see what, Ms. Jones has here. So if you can,
It's a tub of country crock.
produce that for me when Ms. Jones gets to it,
Judge?
you may.
You different.
Anything that you were sent, and ma'am, I know this is somewhat embarrassing, and I'm not trying to embarrass you or disrespect you, but is there something you can show me that you know only he would have? Do you have messages from him that show that he says something or has some other content in it that would,
You know, did you send him nudes?
that would clarify?
She's trying to be so nice about that. Just
Can,
do it.
can
We know
you
what
tell if that areola is your areola?
we're-
By that?
It's so much. 1 second.
Are you responding to these messages?
In most instances, no, there's only 1/3. So that for sure is him saying like, oh, this is not me that's doing all this texting me. But
Yo, hit me up. Nevertheless, we going through everything. We going through that girl lying on me. Never would I disrespect you. I hurt behind this. In time, everything will work out. And is that a number that you associated with him?
Yes.
All right. And do you have something going on with him that might involve the girl lying on him?
no.
Okay, you're not sure what the content of that is?
It's
He
him-
sent you explicit photographs?
Hey, look how that little thing just, it looks like it's holding up our logo on a sign or something.
Yeah, almost.
I like that. Good job, whoever did that. Guys in the truck, fantastic work.
No credit taken here.
and other women.
Okay. Were those explicit photographs of yourself, photographs that he took? Or photographs that you sent him?
Yes, no, he took a video of me getting out of the shower that I did not give him permission to take.
Steamy.
Sharps, not looking good for Mr. Bankhead.
And this poor dude just signed up for this case.
Yeah, he's like, oh God.
Gosh, shit.
This guy.
Right after this happened, he told me you want this bad.
Ma'am, can you come closer to that microphone? I know you're speaking with Mr. Shadra, but I need to make sure a record's being made. What is that?
This is one where he's referencing a no contact order, Judge.
All right, there's a text that he's referencing the no contact order.
So that is a woman that works for Saks, and she sent me these bags after this incident happened. So I just let her know that we have a no contact order in
Dave?
place, but she wasn't aware of that.
Steven, she got somebody else to send
So
them
that's
too.
third party contact, and the video, was that sent to you from a number you associated with him, or was that, you don't have to show me the video, ma'am. Were you able to show the advocate that video?
I've showed her videos of other women that he sent like within the past maybe 2.
All right.
Oh, he getting mad.
But the one that he sent to me was a while ago.
But it was after I put in the no contact order?
Um,
I set bond conditions on this. Well, Judge Salamone did, he was filling in for me.
Just
On 12/28/23. Was it after that date?
Not that video, no, it was before then. But the video of other women was after the no contact order.
All right, so the video of you was before the no contact, but other women have been sent to you, or videos of other women have been sent to you since the no contact order?
Yes, that's a different woman. These are like just videos that he has sent me.
Mr. Bankhead, what part of no contact is complicated for you? Don't answer me. But Mr. Sharp, What am I to do with this? I've got a
Yes.
complaining witness on a domestic violence who has contact literally on her phone from after the no contact order was put in place, showing that the defendant is in fact contacting her.
Judge, I understand the allegation. My client indicates he's never called her at all or contacted her by any number that he owns. So I don't know where these numbers are coming from or who's sending them. It could be a third party that's doing that. But if you could strongly let my client know that whoever he's in communication with is sending these text messages to her, which is improper.
Do you buy that? All right, it's a defense, but I mean, she said that is a number that she associates with him, though. Like I kind of understand if you've got those free texting apps and stuff. That's very easy to send a third party to send things, but I mean, if it's nudes that were sent to him from her, and it's him.
And a hidden video that he took of her getting out of the shower.
Right. Now, if it was straight up from a different number, follow me on this one. If it was straight up from a different number and it was just him with another random girl, then I kind of could go to that side and say, maybe it's a jealous ex, or maybe it's, somebody wants to get him in trouble. I don't know.
Can we see him in the pictures? That's the question.
It's kind of a gray area there. It's a defense though, but I don't believe it.
And not allowed by the court order.
Mr. Bankhead, I want to be super clear to you. I have zero issue with throwing you in the Wayne County Jail while this case is pending and setting a high cash bond for you. It won't make me flinch. I won't lose sleep at night. You will sit there while this case works its way through the system. You are not to contact a complaining witness of this case, and you can't have anyone else do it either. Are we clear?
Yeah, yes.
He's just curious, personally. He admires.
I like to be thorough.
That's right.
The human form is beautiful in every.
Yes, he sees it as art. Like how when you go to those painting class, him and his wife do this all the time. When they go to the painting classes of the nude, models.
I volunteer often to be drawn, and they say no, and I'm like, okay, I'll wait my turn.
To Your Honor.
Mr. Bankhead, you have a right to remain silent. I would encourage you.
And the right to remain.
Honey.
You have contact with your attorney and discuss it with your attorney before you make too many statements on this record, sir.
Okay.
I just want to be clear with you on that.
She's basically, and I like this. She's almost talking to like a mom yelling at a son for doing something stupid.
Yeah, you've done something dumb again, kid. Dumb again.
But I'm making notations on this file that there have been communications, or the complaining witness is certainly alleging there are. You're violating a no contact order. I will be sending there are actual videos of him in the videos.
Oh.
He's taking videos and sending them to her.
Oh.
Mr. Howard, he is taking the video and holding his phone like this.
Oh.
Sending them.
Whoops.
With him and other.
Look at it. Look at Charg's face here. He's like, yeah, never mind. I'm out. Sorry, I withdraw.
Done and done. Done.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do with that one there.
Women, I'm not sure. She sends a copy of the image and says you're not supposed to be. You're violating a no contact order. I'll send this to the prosecutor. Good day.
Good day, Dakota.
I say good day,
This
sir.
is not Tank. This is girl, stupid police ass girl. Now tell the prosecutor, that weird ass bitch I was waiting on you to slip up. Bitch, this me. And then there's, this is crazy.
He's a real wordsmith.
Yeah, he is. I see why he pulls so much tail.
Mr. Shajra. What are you asking for?
Judge, we're asking that the defendant's bond be revoked and a high cash bond be implemented as a result of the violation of the no contact, no go to order.
I'm going to jail.
Cash bond, Mr. Shar. Like the videos are clear. It's him taking the videos.
Judge, as I indicated, I just got on this case. My client claimed he had nothing to do with that at all. I don't know if someone is sending these to the victim or not. I'm not sure. I have no. This is the first time I've ever heard of these messages. My client informed him of that this morning.
Whatever.
He's adamantly denying that he had anything to do with that, because I told him there should be no contact at all with the victim in this case.
Confused, man. I so confused.
Come on, man.
Give him one more chance, and to show you that he has not had any contact with her at all.
Sharg ain't too sharp right now. He's trying. No, he don't have nothing. His back's against the wall. He's trying at least.
I mean, how much does she have to put up with before he changes his way? I mean, I'm looking at the phone. It's abundantly clear that these messages are coming from your client. And I know you're new to the case, Mr. Sharg, and you haven't had an opportunity to counsel him on my tolerance for defendants in domestic violence cases violating my no contact order. But it's
and I definitely understand, Your Honor, and I definitely understand the victim's position in this matter as well.
In his defense, in Sharg's defense, he did just pick up the case. So I bet
he's
he
kind of blindsided. Yeah, a little bit blindsided by all this, but he's
doing
his best.
I don't think he knew all the ins and outs of it. He probably just breezed through the quick notes and
to let Mr. Big Head talk would not help at all.
No, he really needs to just mute himself. Even all these facial expressions of being, so confused about all of this happening.
All I could say is my client adamantly denies that he would try to violate his bond. He's on supervised release for the federal court anyway as well, so he's really on a tight rope. And I know how the court feels about these kind of cases, and I don't believe that he would have any involvement any further with this victim till this case is resolved.
I think he's up here like, yeah.
He's under federal supervision right now. Is there a case pending?
No, he's done with his case, Your Honor. He's on sort of like parole, but they call it supervised release in the federal system.
Okay.
He already fresh out the box.
You'd think he'd know better.
That's why I'm really surprised, Your Honor. I've known Mr. Bankhead for years, and
he's a chronic criminal. I've known him forever.
I was surprised that this even came up.
He gets in a lot of trouble, Your Honor. He needs me a lot.
Your Honor, he's bought me several new cars.
I do find he violated the no contact order. The documentation here is clear. I mean, I'm amending the bond.
Easy, William.
He's $7,000 cash bond. He can post that, or he can turn himself in at this court by tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Is that 7,000 cash surety, Your Honor, or 7,000 cash?
Cash surety
Thank you.
by 8 a.m. tomorrow. And man,
All right,
if he contacts you or anyone contacts you, I want you to immediately make a police report, and I want you to contact your advocate and the prosecutor forthwith, so we can come right to court. We don't have to wait 3 weeks for a court date. If he contacts
she
you,
ain't playing. I love it.
He's contacting you, you contact your advocates, and we will set a hearing forthwith. Okay. All right, we're all set.
That, Creed, is what they call the end of the show.
And that, Mikey, is what we call a great big thank you to Tiny Piggy with 5 bucks.
Very late, but I'll take it.
That's right. Okay, interesting cases today, actually. Shackelford's a great judge. I do like her.
Oh, I like she's spicy.
Mm-hmm.
It lets me know she's passionate.
Okay, if she did not find the videos of him, doing with the,
right,
does that change the outcome of what just happened there? Because I kind of feel like he may have. I feel as if he might have actually had a chance of not going to jail. I think he would have got that strong. Because here, back up just slightly, where Sharg was saying, I would appreciate like a strong talking to about how bad that can be. even though he knows, blah, blah, blah. And she did do that. But it was just after that is when she had basically figured out the videos that he was taking with him in it.
Yeah, he really messed up. Especially when you know you already have your back's against the wall. You've been to prison before. You know what's going on. Thank you, church lady. For him to just blatantly put himself in those, he's asking for it.
Yeah, you're just playing with fire. I guess he didn't think that she was ever gonna say
report
anything.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a point where I'm guessing she had brought it to the lawyer and she like, kind of, okay, we'll bring this up. Like she said, don't wait. Don't wait. I want to know the instant he has contacted you. Don't let it wait till the next court date. Come on in. So he either had to post that $7,000 or turn himself in and he can just go finish his time sitting in jail.
I have a feeling that he actually had a chance of not being in jail. If she didn't see those videos. I could be totally wrong, but you never know. Thank you guys. Great crowd today, by the way. Hit over 300 with us.
Don't forget, in just an hour, Creed, there will be a premiere on Credence and Mikey. Some good stuff from our good friend Judge J. Cedric Simpson. Of course, the J does stand for justice. Really good stuff. You make sure you don't miss that.
TPO Tuesday, Bye Bye Express, party on Wayne with a huge gift. That was 10 right off the bat. And then a mega red PP. That would be a mega luya. Gary, thank you. Party on Wayne again. We're throwing out. It's just today's her day. Chris E, of course, a known gifter. Hey, Jude. Welcome. Tommy V and Tiny Piggy. Thank you all so much. And I just saw, all right, hold on. Chloe's mom says the court watchers are there as ordered by the court as part of their sentence. That's interesting. Okay.
What? Really?
All right. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. Never, ever thought about that.
You got to sit through this shit with me. You got to be on picture at all times.
Interesting.
Wonder what the rules are with that.
Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. If anybody has any more info on that, I'd love to know. Because it's strange having like him just sitting there that way. I don't know.
Staring at you, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an odd. It's just,
I mean, his PJs on his couch at his house, like we're like in Spy Life or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's interesting, huh? Oh, thank you. All right. It makes sense, though. I guess it actually makes way more sense than anything.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Well, cool. Be back 405 East Taco Tuesday.
It's a good one. You don't want to miss it, Creed. You guys remember, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't. If you're new here, leave a comment. Tell us what you thought. Good or bad. We'd love to hear it. Don't mean I won't delete it, but we'd love to hear it.
How you guys delete? Do you delete a lot?
Only if they're like
really
really nasty type stuff. If it's just like, I don't like this, y'all knowing y'all talk too much, I'm leaving, then I'll say, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh darn.
You will be missed.
Oh, it's a shame.
The show will go on. Need you to stay safe, stay hard, stay tuned, or the Shadow Band Demons.
That's right, I'll get you.
Those Shadow Band Demons, Creed. Ooh, he's got his eye on you. Those Shadow Band Demons will be coming for you. Wow, that was kind of scary at the end.
I thought I heard satin.
I did too. Slightly upsetting.